You spend months helping your crush win over your best friend. You give her advice, set up dates, basically become Cupid. And just when you think all that effort will earn you some points with her, she sits you down on a bench and says, "I'm in love with your friend." Oh, but wait, because your childhood friend does the exact same thing the next day. Same bench, same words, same disaster. Welcome to the hell of Joro Kisaragi, the most friend-zoned protagonist in anime history. And today, we're going to break down every secret, every betrayal, and every mental twist that Oresuki gave us. Everything starts off pretty classic. Joro is your average guy, the kind of protagonist who doesn't stand out. Next to him is Himawari, his childhood friend who's been chasing him since forever. She's the kind of girl who scares off anyone who comes close to Joro because she's clearly marking territory. Then we've got Sun, Joro's best friend, the charismatic extrovert everyone loves, the type of guy who naturally attracts girls while Joro can't even read the most obvious signs. Then comes Cosmos, the student council president, the most beautiful girl in school, and Joro's official crush. When she asks for his help with council matters, our boy nearly faints with excitement. After he helps her, she invites him out for the weekend. Joro thinks life is finally smiling on him, but that same night, Himawari also asks him out. On the very next day, the guy's got back-to-back dates with his dream girls. Saturday comes and Joro is living his best life with Cosmos. Laughter, romantic vibes, perfect sunset. She takes him to a bench, plays with her hair, and says there's someone who takes her breath away. Joro's already picturing marriage and kids until Cosmos screams Sun's name. Everything crashes down. She tells him how she fell for his best friend, how she saw him cry after losing a baseball game, and that's when she fell for him. Joro is destroyed inside but stays calm. He swallows the pain and pretends to support her. At least he's got his date with Himawari the next day, his lifelong friend who clearly loves him, right? Sunday comes and Himawari is all sweet and clingy, trying to cheer him up. They stroll peacefully until sunset, and guess what? Another cursed bench. She sits, takes a deep breath, and repeats Cosmos's exact words, "I'm in love with your friend." Same story, same baseball game, same sun. In less than 24 hours, Joro learns that both his unreachable crush and his childhood friend are madly in love with his best friend. The guy's basically building someone else's harem. Himawari asks him to help her win Sun over, and Joro has no choice but to become Cupid once again. Back home, his nice guy mask falls apart. He realizes the cruel truth. He builds the harem so someone else can enjoy it. But something changes in Joro. He decides that if he's going to suffer, he'll at least play smart. He becomes the neutral ally, helping both girls equally. And if they get rejected, he'll be there to comfort them. Great plan, except both are total disasters. Himawari is so clumsy that Joro constantly has to intervene to keep her from ruining everything. Cosmos also fails miserably every time she tries to get closer to Sun. The guy's heartbroken inside but keeps going. World's best wingman. Tired of being leftovers, Joro hides in the only peaceful place left, the library. And there, someone unexpected appears. A dull gray girl named Pansy, plain as can be. Without hesitation, she tells him she knows everything that happened with Cosmos and Himawari. Joro panics, thinking she's about to confess the same thing and dump him into another friend zone. But no. Surprise. Pansy confesses her love directly. No games, no drama. And she tells him something no one else ever has. Stop pretending to be the perfect nice guy. She wants to know his dark side, the one he hides away, the one that scares people. For the first time, someone loves him for who he is. Of course, she doesn't promise a relationship yet. She just wants to spend time in the library together. Some would call it weird, but hey, in war, any trench will do. Next day, Joro meets Pansy again, and she starts teasing him, threatening to expose his real personality. She's got him by the neck. Pansy asks why he's helping the girls who basically used him as a tissue. Fair question. After the psychological torture, Joro runs into Himawari, who got baseball tickets for Sun but doesn't know how to give them to him. Obviously, she dumps the problem on Joro. During class, Joro tries to arrange for Sun and Himawari to hang out, but she twists the conversation so it sounds like she's asking him instead. Joro, now an expert tightrope walker, manipulates things enough to make it look like the tickets for Sun. Then comes Cosmos. She made lunch for her crush. Once again, Joro has to improvise because when Cosmos gets nervous, she talks backward. Miraculously, he manages to arrange another double date. Exhausted, Joro goes back to the library, but Pansy's there reminding him that he's helping two girls hand their crush over on a silver platter. According to her, the real problem is that Joro hasn't thought about what happens if Sun ends up falling for someone completely different. That possibility had never crossed his mind. Desperate, Joro goes straight to Sun during PE to confirm what he suspects. And yes, Sun admits he's in love. But here comes the cursed bench again. Sun shouts that he's in love with Pansy. Of all the girls in the school, he picks her. Just like the others, he fell for her after that lost game because she was the only one who actually went to comfort him. Sun asks Joro to help him win Pansy's heart. At first, Joro refuses. If the other girls find out, he's dead. But Sun promises to support him in return. Before leaving, Sun asks him for coaching, and Joro tells him, like a true manager, to take the risk, because that's how the game is played. During recess, Joro confronts Pansy about Sun, but she instantly figures it all out. And since she wants Joro for herself, she creates a huge scene, making everyone think he confessed and got rejected. Things worsen when Sun shows up and starts doubting his best friend. Joro feels the betrayal coming, but Pansy saves him by saying they only meet for library duties since he's her new assistant. He manages to escape for now, though the next few days he keeps helping Cosmos and Himawari until Cosmos calls him to meet. She's furious. She found out that Sun likes Pansy and that Joro was involved. What hurts her most isn't rejection, it's realizing Joro secretly helped her crush. She feels betrayed, cries, and ends their friendship. Then Himawari repeats the same script, doesn't believe him, rejects him, friendship over. Joro's left with no one. You'd think at least Pansy's still on his side. Nope. When they meet again, she already knows everything, including his ruined friendships. Joro's furious, but just then, the three culprits arrive: Himawari, Cosmos, and Sun. They all assume Joro tricked them and was after Pansy all along. He tries to defend himself, but they don't let him. They call him trash, a manipulator, a terrible friend. So Joro snaps and yells that they were the ones who used him. They manipulated him for convenience, took advantage of his kindness, and never cared about how he felt. The fight escalates until Pansy suddenly says that maybe Joro's plan was to end up with whoever was left, the King of Crumbs. That's enough for everyone to label him desperate, awful, heartless. The final blow comes from Sun. He says Joro's no longer his best friend and even slaps him. Left completely alone, Joro runs away in shame. Days turn into hell. Rumors, bullying, everyone mocking him because some gossip girl overheard everything and spread it all over school. A week later, Pansy calls him to the library to talk. But first, she sends him to fetch a book. Hidden, he listens to her talking with Sun. She asks why they framed Joro. Sun acts clueless, but Pansy lists every manipulation one by one. Turns out Sun planned everything to get rid of Joro. He knew both girls loved him but pretended not to, so he could drive them away from Joro and make everyone turn on him. Pansy reveals that when she blamed Joro earlier, it was all part of her trap to expose the truth. She wanted everyone's masks to fall. The girls appear, and Joro listens, thinking it's the end for this lying bastard. Sun admits it. Yes, it was revenge. Years ago, his crush used him to get closer to Joro. That humiliation never left him, so he built a plan to ruin his so-called best friend. Pansy demands to know why. Sun says he saw Joro smiling like a friend while he himself suffered, and that smile drove him to hate. Joro explodes. His best friend used the girls he loved just to hurt him. Sun asks why Pansy even loves Joro. He's not handsome or special. She answers that Sun doesn't know his friend at all. She recalls the day she fell for him during that same baseball game. While everyone left, Joro stayed outside waiting for Sun to cheer him up with his favorite food. That's the moment she fell in love. Then Sun gets serious. No one can enter the library, so no one will know what happens next. He turns to Joro for help, but Joro bursts in like a hero. He tells Sun that no matter how much he hates him, using people's feelings is the lowest thing you can do. Beaten and ashamed, Sun admits defeat, but warns he's still got one last move. After that confrontation, Pansy thanks Joro, but he doesn't fall for her charms and leaves. What he doesn't know is that Cosmos and Himawari overheard everything. Next day, Cosmos apologizes, and Himawari protects his locker from vandalism. Sun even publicly admits his mistakes, kneeling and apologizing, though he hides the girls' names. That same day, Joro meets with Pansy to end whatever strange thing they had, but she shows her true self, takes off her glasses and ponytail, revealing she's the mysterious beauty from the baseball game. Stunned, Joro says he'll keep spending time with her, though he's not ready to love her back yet. Then Pansy kisses his cheek, making things even more confusing. Days later, Joro keeps visiting the library while Pansy teases him, makes sweets, and acts all flirty. A new girl, Asunaro, shows up, cute and curious, asking about the flower festival. Joro jokes he'd go with her if he could, making her blush and interrogate him about who else is going. He notices Himawari struggling at her desk and decides to help her. After some awkwardness and comedy, they make up and become friends again. Later, he calls Sun to the rooftop for a challenge letter. Sun expects a fight, but no, the challenge is studying. If he passes, he wins. If not, Joro does. Himawari insists they all study together. After drama and heartfelt speeches, the boys reconcile. The gang's back together. Joro runs to tell Pansy the good news and invites her to help with study sessions. She agrees, but demands he take her somewhere nice and hints they should include Cosmos too. Joro, clueless, says no need. Cosmos overhears, heartbroken, and walks away silently. Days later, Asunaro corners Joro, asking if he's free. He says he's off to study, but suddenly realizes he's forgotten something. Then sees Cosmos down the hall, sad and alone. He runs to her and apologizes. They talk it out, and soon the group reunites in the library. Joro apologizes to Pansy, who forgives him with her usual sass. Then he makes the mistake of putting Cosmos in charge of the study group. She immediately assigns 5,000 math problems for that day. The boys nearly die, but Joro smiles. Seeing everyone laughing together restores his faith. After exams, Himawari joyfully announces they all passed. Joro's barely breathing after her killer hug, but smiles anyway. Just when he thinks the drama's over, Cosmos texts him to meet urgently. Meanwhile, Asunaro shows up with serious, "we need to talk" energy and drags him to the cursed bench. Joro braces himself. Maybe it's a confession. Nope. She accuses him of being a womanizer, showing pictures of him with different girls in suspicious poses. Then she reveals she's writing an article for the school paper about it, unless he proves his innocence at the upcoming flower festival. Terrified, Joro agrees. From then on, Asunaro follows him everywhere like a shadow. Cosmos invites him to the flower dance along with Himawari and a new girl named Kata. Asunaro refuses to leave his side, annoying him to death. Later, during a visit to another class, chaos erupts when rumors about Asunaro's interests scare everyone off. Of course, she's taking notes. More drama ensues. Cosmos replaces the missing dancer with Asunaro herself, and the circle of chaos begins again.